All right, traders, so in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how you can avoid losing your challenge, or let's say you're funded already, how you can maintain your challenge and not go through the same mistakes I've been through and the same mistakes that many traders go through. So make sure you stick to the end of this video because I'm going to share with you exactly 3 different topics that you can implement to help you be successful in your trading and help you pass your challenges, but not only just pass it, but also maintain it. All right, so point number 1, you don't want to be trading at random times. So I need you to pay attention to this because this is really important. A lot of people just kind of let this pass by and they say, well, everything looks good. I have a beautiful setup. Let's say you have a break and retest setup, or it's at your point of interest at a higher time frame area. Whatever it is, I need you to really listen to me and hear me out. Listen, I've been through all the mistakes before. I'm sure a lot of you guys have struggled with this in the past, right? Maybe you're struggling with it right now. You won't even realize it. That's the crazy part, because you have to understand that when you trade at random times when it shouldn't be the right time of trading, that's what a lot of new traders make this mistake. When I first started, I made this massive mistake that I would just randomly trade at 2 p.m. or 4 p.m. right before close of the market, right? So it's like, I want you to avoid this mistake. I don't want you to go through the same mistake I went through. And so point number 1 is just focus on trading during, at least if you're going to be focusing on London session, for example, if that works with your time zone, perfect. Then, you want to trade London session. Kind of figure out what session works best based off of your time zone and then go from there. For example, for me, I'm in Toronto, Canada. So for me, the best time zone to work with is during New York. So typically what me and my wife trade, we trade New York session or pre-New York open, which is anywhere between really around 6 a.m. up until like 12 noon, right? So that is the perfect sweet spot for us. Obviously, we wait for kind of like New York open around 8 a.m. and then obviously New York session, which kicks in around 9:30. But essentially, I figured out, and I really struggled with this for the longest time, guys. I was like trading pre-London. I was trading even Asian session, and sometimes it's okay. Like Asian session also works. But the best times that I found that worked perfectly for us was literally during New York session, right? So what I did is I set my schedule to that point. Even if I had setups that looked perfect, even if the setup looked like, everything was aligning with my trading plan, all my confluences were aligning. If I could give you one of my biggest advice and help you avoid many losses and mistakes, is don't trade it. Just leave it. Let it just play out. Let the market do its thing, because you don't know what's going to happen. Let's say you get in at 10 p.m., for example, and it looks good and you're like going into pre-London or Frankfurt session, whatever you want to call it. And then all of a sudden London kicks in, there's a massive manipulation in the market, hits your stop loss, and then you wake up at a loss, right? It just doesn't make sense, guys. Or you have to end up staying till, London session when you don't really have to, you don't really want to, right? So I don't want you guys to go through that. So that is a really important point. Focus on only one session that works best for your time zone, okay? So next we're going to focus on point number 2. I'm just going to look here on the chart here and just open the transparency here so that you can see what I have here for point number 2. So point number 2 is don't rush the process. Now hear me out. You got to listen to this. I've got the third point. It's going to really help you a lot with your trading, and it really helped me a lot. So hear me out on this process. When I say don't rush the process, it means don't put unnecessary pressure. What does that mean? A lot of traders, when they're doing challenges or when they have like a small account that, let's say, whatever, you deposit $500, you put yourself under this unnecessary pressure to pass this challenge, or this unnecessary pressure to flip this account. Why? Because your family depends on it. Why? Because you want to quit your job. And I get it. Trust me. I was in your exact position. I literally quit my job with my wife literally last year in August, and we're here. If it weren't for God's grace, we wouldn't be where we are today. So, you know what I mean? All glory to God in that sense, right? But what I need you to understand is that you don't just have to try and put yourself in this uncomfortable position and uncomfortable pressure to rush the process. I need to pass this challenge this week. And that was the unnecessary pressure that I put upon myself many times. And this led me to a lot of failures, right? And so I don't want you to go through that same mistake. Hence, that's why I'm creating this video for you, to let you know that you don't need to rush it. So putting this unnecessary pressure will lead to losses, will lead you to blowing your account, will lead you to failing the challenge that you started. And it's just going to get you back to square one. Okay, so this actually leads, point number 3 is don't over leverage. So you want to lower your lot sizes. Now, I know a lot of people talk about this all the time. They say, hey, manage your risk, do this, do that. That's cool. And it's very true. But when you realize and you wrap your head around this kind of mental state or this way of thinking and realize, hey, you know what? Why am I repeating the same mistake over and over expecting a different result? And it's the reality of it. A lot of us, including myself and traders, we think that, by making the same mistake, somehow it's all going to change. You have to make the change yourself mentally. And that means if you need to not see those bigger amounts, 10, 12 lots, I know I have a 200K account. Let me just really manage my risk and do 0.5% instead of 1% or 2% or 1.5%. Let me just risk 0.5% here and focus literally just on managing my lot sizes. Doing a much smaller lot size in this case, this is going to help me really with my psychology, my own peace of mind. When I'm in the trade, I'm not going to be stressing out, hoping the trade goes in my favor, right? So all these things will help you not over leverage like I have right here on the chart, or, in this case, push the process longer, right? So these are 3 different tips that you can implement today, guys. I hope that these tips helped you out. If it did, let me know in the comments below. And by the way, if you're new to the family, welcome. My name is Pedro. We do Forex trading. I was able to quit my 9-to-5 job and go all in on trading. It's been such a blessing ever since. I want you guys to know, if you want to join my free community, you are more than welcome to. Click the link below to join in. And if you want to become a VIP member and take my analysis, be a part of my Zoom calls with my students and my weekly outlooks, you're more than welcome to join and become a VIP member. You can click the link below for that as well. All the links are below. As you know, we are currently funded with Rocket 21 and TFT. You are more than welcome to check out if you want to start your challenge. I do have a discount code below. And if you have any suggestions, guys, just feel free to leave it in the comments below. Love to hear from you guys. If you enjoyed the video, that is amazing. Have yourself a blessed day, and God bless.